Hello all, welcome to People's TV. In this video, we will know how to use reflection layer in Vray for Sketchup in detail. Let's start with adding materials to the model. We will use Sketchup default materials in this model. First of all, let's add default wood veneer texture on tabletop. Default SketchUp material doesn't have any reflection layer in it. But with the Vray material editor, we can easily edit default SketchUp material to make it look more realistic. Now, as our tabletop is done, we will use translucent glass material on the glass on tabletop. And we will add reflection on that glass later with the help of Vray material editor. Now let's go to material editor and edit our material. As we can see, the SketchUp default materials of glass and wood doesn't have any reflection layer in it. If we do a render on the same materials, our rendering will be like this. Now let's add reflection layer to the default wooden SketchUp material. Keep the reflection layer settings in default and preview the material. Here you can see the reflection layer is added to the material. We can see the reflection of the environment on the material. In our test render also, we can see the reflection on the wooden tabletop. Now, let's understand the basics of reflection layer. By default, the reflection layer has a FRESNEL map, which varies the amount of reflection based on the viewing angle. If that map is removed, then the reflection is constant over the whole material. Since the reflection color is set to white, this leads to complete reflection on the whole material, which you can see in the material preview. Our model rendering output will be like this. This is a good setting for the chrome or a mirror, but not most materials. Now let's understand the FRESNEL map. Go to the reflection layer and click on the M box nearby reflection and then select FRESNEL option. FRESNEL IOR is to control the reflection intensity. Keep the default value of 1.55, then click OK. Now preview the material. We can see we got our material color back with reflection. If you notice carefully, you will see when we add FRESNEL or any other map to reflection, the small m on the box changes to the capital M. That means the map has some other characters associated with it now. Now let's see the effect of IOR values in our renders. This render has the default IOR value, that is 1.55. Now let's change the IOR value from 1.55 to 2.5 and preview the material. As you saw in the material preview, the intensity of reflection is increased, which can be seen in our render output image as well. A lower IOR means less reflections and higher IOR means high reflections. Now let's understand the reflection glossiness. You don't always get clear reflection from reflective material. Objects like matte finish metal, wood and some plastic materials do not reflect the light source clearly due to its uneven surfaces. That is because uneven surfaces create many reflective angle for the light to bounce around. So the highlight is not as sharp if compared to reflection from smoother surfaces. The best way to create this kind of rendering quality is to play around the settings of both highlight and reflection under glossiness. We can see in our material preview the effect of changing values of highlight and glossiness. The default value for both reflection and highlight glossiness is 1, which means that the reflections will be perfectly sharp. Once the values decrease below 1, the reflections become blurry. A value of 0 would mean that the reflections are completely blurred, and this would be similar to the material without the reflection layer at all. Now let's check it with the help of example. We have a wooden texture on the tabletop as shown in the preview, in which glossiness is more. But if we see a real polished wood material, it's not so much glossy. So to achieve the same effect, let's play with the glossiness settings. Let's keep the I over value to default. Now let's change the highlight and reflect value under glossiness option from 1.0 to 0.75 each. Let's preview the material now to see the difference. You can see that the glossiness in the wooden material have been minimized and it's looking more like a polished wooden material. In our render output also we can see the wooden texture is optimized. Now let's understand about filter in reflection. The filter color is used to apply color to reflections. The magnitude of this effect will change based on the strength of the reflection themselves. In the case of materials which are very reflective, filter color may be an effective way to change object's appearance. In our render output we can see the reflection on the tabletop has been filled with the filler color we selected. Let's see another example to make it clearer. This time we will take contrasting color, let's say reddish, and see the difference. You can see here in our render output image, the appearance and color of the whole material have changed from less brownish to more reddish. There are so many other arrangements you can do in this according to your need. That is all about reflection layer in Vray for Sketchup. I hope this video was helpful. Join me on Facebook or other social platforms to get connected. If any doubt or questions, write them down in the comment section, and also don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos to your friends. Thanks.